Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of High Risk Podcast, a pro wrestling podcast by the fans, for the fans. That was Gracie, our mascot, that just clawed the hell out of Scott. Scott, are you okay, bud?
Yeah, she didn't draw blood, so we're good.
Okay, Noah, what about you? You didn't get scratched by a cat, so you gotta be doing better than he did.
Definitely, especially when there's this much excitement going on this weekend in wrestling. I'm feeling really good, actually, you know?
I'm feeling pretty good, too. And before we go any further, guys, again, check us out on Facebook, High Risk, right here on YouTube, High Risk Podcast, and on the Twitters at High Risk Podcast. And again, we're working towards, we're growing as we go, as we always say around here. And we don't like the fact that we only get this one little portion of the screen, and Scott gets the whole kit and caboodle. We don't like that, and so we are experimenting, exploring with different ways to fix that. If you know of a way or something that works for you, be sure to let us know down in the comments or shoot us a message or a tweet. Like you said, Noah, it is a very exciting week ahead, or a weekend ahead of us. Today I want to start off a little different and talk about the NJPW. I believe we got a little tournament coming up that we've been waiting for a while.
For sure. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this thing. So, in case you did not know, it is the IWGP United States Heavyweight Tournament. That is on the horizon. You can catch it on Saturday at 7 p.m. on Access TV. Or
I got a question real quick. Yeah, it just made me pause. So they always have their junior heavyweight stuff. Does that mean they're gonna have a junior heavyweight United States champion too, or are they just gonna have one heavyweight champion?
Good question.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna have the one.
Do they have like a junior heavyweight and then a heavyweight intercontinental championship? Don't they have? Isn't that?
No, it's just, I believe it's just the junior heavyweight and then the junior tag team champions. I think those are the only junior titles, as far as I know. At least as far as
I thought there was I thought there was an intercontinental or something.
Yeah, but
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, no. Going forward with the tournament, we know the names of the participants. So I mean, we'll at least go through, name them out. So the first matchup, at least the way this bracket is set up, it is Michael Elgin versus Kenny Omega, and then we have Jay Lethal versus Hangman Page. Then Juice Robinson versus Zack Sabre Jr. And then lastly, Tomohiro Ishii versus Tetsuya Naito. So
say that 5 times fast.
But yeah, all that is what you can look forward to. But there are going to be other matches. The tournament bracket is going to be all that's going to happen on the first day, and then everything elsewards. I mean, at least the first match will be happening the first day. Then the second day will be Sunday, I assume at the same time, 7 p.m. on Axis, will be the rest of it. But the stuff you can see on the first day, the first match, from what I'm seeing right here, it is going to be members of the Bullet Club, Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks, Marty Scurll,
that's my boy!
Yujiro Takahashi, Bad Luck Fale versus Beretta, Rocky Romero, Will Ospreay, Mark NJ Briscoe. I think they have like a big faction name, but I can't remember what it is. But then after that, the second match will be, now here's some extra funky names. We have a Hiromu Takahashi, Bushi, some guy named Evil, a Sonata versus Titan, Dragon Lee, Volador Jr., and Jushin Thunder Liger. So that should be a pretty awesome match there too. I know that some of those guys fought in the I had it in my head. What was it? The best of the Super Juniors. Yeah, you know what's up. Alright. And so then after that, it goes into the first matches of the tournament, being Jay Lethal, Hangman Page, Juice Robinson, and Zack Sabre Jr. Then after that, with even some more funky names, we've got Sho Tanaka, Yohei...
You know it's a problem if Noah can't pronounce it.
Yeah. Yohei Komatsu, Yoshitatsu, which he wrestled in WWE for a little bit, Billy Gunn.
Oh, Billy Gunn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And they're going against David Finlay, Jay White, Kushida, who actually won the Best of the Super Juniors. That's a guy I was thinking of last time. And Hiroshi Tanahashi, who is the Intercontinental Champion right now. He's wrestling in a tag match there. And then for the IWGP Tag Team titles, we have Tangaroa and Tamatonga of some sort of some sort of faction. I'm pretty sure they haven't. I mean, I think they're both members of the Bullet Club, but
no, I don't think so.
Okay, well, whatever. I honestly don't know, but I could have swore I've seen at least one of them before. But they're going against some people named Hanson and Raymond Rowe. They look like big burly men. We'll just go with that. That's
big burly men.
Yeah, that's it. They've got big beards and they look like they're wearing some sort of Viking outfit. But yeah, next going into another match in the U.S. tournament is Tomohiro Ishii versus Tetsuya Naito. Then after that will be Michael Elgin versus Kenny Omega. And then the final match for day one is for the IWGP Heavyweight title match. And that is IWGP Champion Kazuchika Okada versus Ring of Honor World Champion Cody Rhodes. So just all that in day one already is pretty gosh.
First time since like the 80s that a Rhodes family member has held a world championship. Please.
How about that? And it's about freaking time. That dude, he was a wasted talent in WWE, and I'm so glad that he's somewhere where people appreciate him and will use him properly.
I read a quote by him. He's making more now in the Indies than he was in WWE.
Yeah, and good for him because, I mean, and again, WWE, they fall into that trap so often. I don't know if it's too many people trying to write or if they just really don't know what they have. I don't know.
Yeah, well, going on into at least the second day of the tournament, there's not much known about it, obviously, because the first day will determine most of what the second day will look like, of course. But the only two confirmed matches for the second day is the Intercontinental title match, and that's Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Billy Gunn. So, again...
I have a feeling I don't think Billy Gunn's going to win that match.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do it. But then the only other match that is confirmed is the Young Bucks. They are the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team champs, and they're going against Rocky Romero and Beretta, which they have some sort of tag team name. I just don't know what it is. But
oh, yeah. Now you're bought because I know it, too. Now I have to look it up.
Yeah. So that, and then as you go into that real fast, the participants in the actual G1 Climax tournament haven't been announced, so I'm just going to run through those names real fast. In the A block, we have IC champion Hiroshi Tanahashi, Togi Makabe, Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, Yoshihashi, Bad Luck Fale, Tetsuya Naito, Yuji Nagata, Zack Sabre Jr., Kota Ibushi, for those of you who watch the Cruiserweight Classic. And then in the B block, we have Michael Elgin, Kazuchika Okada, Toru Yano, Kenny Omega, Tamatonga, Sonata, Evil, Satoshi Kojima, Juice Robinson, and then Minoru Suzuki. And that's it. But,
well, we are seeing Okada Omega 3.
Yeah, so...
Guaranteed.
Yep. They're
and it is... I can't even say it now. Roppongi Vice is their tag team name. It's not what I thought it was.
That's their tag something else.
Beretta and Rocky Romero is who you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Roppongi Vice.
But, that's everything going on with New Japan. All the big stuff is happening just in these on July 1st and the 2nd. And then the actual G1 Climax tournament starts on the 17th this month and goes all the way into the first couple of weeks of August. So it's a long tournament.
Noah, who's your pick? Who's your pick?
For the G1?
Yeah, you have back-to-back with Omega, or...
Oh, my God.
Is that too much?
I feel like that is too much. Like,
If they were in different blocks, I could see them doing that and having Okada Omega 3 then, but since they're in the same block, I don't know if Omega's going to win.
I don't think Omega's going to... Well, I could see him winning just because it would sort of tie him up, I guess. Even though last time Okada technically won because of the time limit, or did they count it as a draw?
It was a draw. So it's Okada has one, and then it's
so yeah.
Okada
So
one.
If Omega gets one, then it sort of splits in half, 1-1, and they'd have to have their final match.
I feel like at that point, there's like, I think the first two matches, part of the reason why they're so good is because I don't think you've seen that match up to that point, or not very many of them.
Yeah.
But now that we're gonna have like 4 of them, I don't know if it's gonna bring it down a little bit. Not saying that it's not gonna be as good a match. I'm just saying just overexposure type of thing.
It just depends on what they do. They're gonna have to switch it up. Obviously, it'll be like AJ Styles and John Cena. You just have to really switch it up. I mean, Cena obviously had to dig into some of his tools there, do something new. But but my thing is, like, with wrestling in Japan, your toolbox is a lot bigger. You have a lot more to pull from. You're not, nothing is holding you back. So I feel like if they definitely wanted to, they could have a pretty different sort of match that we've maybe ever seen before with their moveset.
Yeah. We'll just have to wait and find out.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you're watching on Access TV, all of Saturday is going to be nothing but New Japan Wrestling. So you can watch stuff like Dominion, Wrestle Kingdom 11. So they've got a lot of good matches stored up there. But you can always watch also on NJPW World, like what we'll probably do, and skip the commercials. So sweet. But yeah, that's it for New Japan and everything that's rocking and rolling over there.
Well, yeah, and if you guys haven't checked out the New Japan Strong Style kind of wrestling, definitely this is your opportunity. You're going to get a full day of it. We said we're going to get some Wrestle Kingdom, some Dominion, just a full spread of it. So if you haven't checked it out yet, Access TV, all day Saturday, 7 o'clock is when the whole shebang starts off live. And it's a pretty big deal because we're looking at crowning their first ever United States champion.
And you said that's actually on Access TV, the pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it, it's actually on TV set or on Access.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that'll start at 7, but they're gonna have a full day before then of nothing but New
I wasn't
Japan.
sure if I didn't hear you if you said that's on the network and it's kind of be like, hey, here's all this, go to the network and subscribe type of thing, like what WWE does, or if it's actually.
I mean, you can watch it on there, but I mean, if any of our fan base lives in Canada or anywhere else around the world, if you get the Fight Network, then you can watch it there as well. But yeah, that's just another place to watch. But normally, I mean, New Japan World and Access TV are pretty much going to be your best bet.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll talk about the dubs, the WWEs
getting back into home base. A little bit.
I guess I'd like to talk about NXT first. I feel like NXT had the better show this week. No surprise to anybody. And we got to see Hideo Itami go out there and wrestle for 30 seconds and then get hurt. Like only Hideo can do.
Yeah.
Took a pretty stiff elbow, though, in his defense.
I was watching it, and I'm sure, like, the first thing that popped into my mind, I was like, man, I just can't go 2 weeks without getting hurt here.
He can't. And they stopped the match, and then they went to commercial, and then they came back and did the match. And
yeah, they put, like, cotton swabs up his nose.
Straws
like,
hanging out of his nose. Yeah, it was crazy. I think whenever they started back up, it lasted maybe a minute, 2 minutes tops, and he hits him with the GTS, and then it just seemed very quick to me. The whole night seemed pretty quick to me, and I think that's because they were leading up to the Velveteen Dream.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this guy. I feel like I like him.
What have I been saying for a month now?
I know, but I mean,
it's like Matt listens to nothing I say.
No, I listen to you. I just don't like to express that I listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to give you the satisfaction that I listen to what you say.
Okay.
No, this guy, I mean, I love what he does in the ring. I'm kind of like what you said a while back, Noah, that I don't know if his character fits his build. To me, he's very much a powerhouse, and he goes in there and
It's just off. It's just off.
Yeah.
Something's not right.
Yeah, he's a mix of Prince and Goldust.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
90s
that's
Goldust,
what I was looking. I was like, man, he reminds me of a vintage Goldust.
Yeah.
It's crazy because the way he presents himself, the way that you feel like he would talk, is just not the way that he... It's not the way he wrestles. I mean, even the way he's built... I mean, he wrestles like a powerhouse, which fits his build, but it doesn't fit who he is.
The flamboyant side, yeah.
Like whenever you see that, you think maybe a high flyer of sorts, someone who's almost like a Dolph Ziggler sort of.
Dude can fly though, man. That elbow, oh my gosh, he freaking.
He gets some height.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, Velveteen Dream, guys. Let us know what you think because we still can't quite figure him out. What else do I want to talk about? There was some tag team discussions.
They have a title match next week.
Yeah, there you go. And
if it's not next week, it's like the week after that.
Roger
next
Strong,
couple weeks.
Did he come out? And I'm trying to think.
They did a couple promos for it, but it's Roger Strong versus Bobby Roode next week as well for the NXT Championship.
Yeah,
that's weird. Like they're giving all these title matches away for free. That's
well,
weird.
I mean, you've got like a month and a half till SummerSlam before you have Brooklyn 3.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got time, and you can't say, no, Bobby Roode's just not going to be on NXT defending his title for a month and a half, which is...
Yeah.
You had to at least something.
Well, the night finished with, all in all, a pretty solid match. The last woman standing match between Nikki Cross and Asuka for the women's title. And it makes me mad that they say that it's for the title when deep down I know they're not gonna have her drop it. But at the same time, it's NXT, so anything could happen.
I was watching it, and what I felt like they could have done is instead of Asuka getting right up at 9, like she could try to get up but not quite get the count, so then it'd be a no contest, and she still wouldn't lose the belt.
That's what I thought.
But to me, it would build up some more. That way, it's like, okay, Asuka's starting to slip up a little bit. Is somebody going to catch up? Yeah. That's how I think they could have played it to me, and I mean that's how I would have liked to see it.
That's what I kind of thought that they would do. I thought it would go to a draw. And then you could kind of, start to let the crack show just a little bit. Because to me, it's like, okay, she looks really strong now because she's gone through tables, she's fallen on the chairs, whatever.
But you're building up Nikki in the process too, because she's also.
Oh yeah, but with Asuka though, it's like you're kind of backing her up into a corner, so that one time she loses, it's not going to be pretty. And then how does that transfer over to main and how you book her? We've talked about the Paul Heyman girl. Paul Heyman woman things that they could do with that, which I really hope they do. I think that would be brilliant. So, I don't know, Scott, what did you think of the match overall?
It was good. It had some good, like whenever Nikki powerbombed Asuka onto the floor, I'm pretty sure she knocked her head on that ramp. If
she
not,
caught, like the corner, like right where it started to go.
Yeah, up. It's like the first thing. Like they go for their heads, but that's like the first thing. That was her initial reaction.
Yeah, me and Noah were talking, and it was definitely a match.
And I have another problem. I can't figure this out for the life of me. How does that mask stay on her face when she walks down the ramp? Because there's no there's something like hanging around her neck, but there's nothing like holding it to her head. She like pulls it off. Like how does that stay on her face?
She walks out to the ring.
Yeah, how does that stay on her face?
I don't know if she's like. I
think she just defies physics.
I
can't figure it out. It bothers me.
We'll have to look that up because now I'm curious. We just need Chinese friends. That way we can ask them.
Maybe, yeah.
I think she's from Japan, actually.
She's from where?
Yeah, you're right.
From where?
Japan.
Okay, Japan. There. Sorry, guys. I don't know my geography, and I don't know where she's from. Gosh. Anyway, no, me and Noah had talked, and the match itself, there was nothing special about the wrestling overall, but it's a last woman standing match. The wrestling doesn't really matter. We want high spots, we want big spots, we want a lot of spots, and that's what we got. And I feel like this kind of a match with their two styles of wrestling, because honestly, I've not been impressed with the wrestling overall in some of the matches leading up to this point. So they needed a match where they could just jump off stuff and go through stuff.
I do have one spot that I hope that they don't overuse, And that's when Nikki Cross does like the whole apron thing where she pulls off the. I hope they don't overuse that because that's cool. But I saw it again this past week. And I'm like, man,
they probably will. I can
don't overexpose it, please, because then it's not gonna be cool after that. You know, when you see the same thing every week, it's just not.
Yeah,
it's just not cool. So.
No, I think that Asuka. I at least hope that her wrestling down in NXT with the caliber of wrestlers that they have now isn't like slowing her down. It's not stopping her wrestling ability. Just because whenever Asuka first came in, she was having good matches. She was pretty awesome.
She's 35 years old too, so I'm not sure how much longer she's going to be wrestling.
I mean, at least another 10 years, ideally. You know.
I don't know.
I mean, if she wants to have a baby.
I'm starting to get a little up there, too, for a wrestler.
Yeah. But no, it's just, I don't want her wrestling with this sort of, with this caliber of wrestlers and putting on matches where only high spots are the ideal is part of it. You know, I want actually good wrestling sometimes. And I just feel like keeping her down with all these people who are decent wrestlers, but not necessarily good or great, I don't want it to stop her from growing as a wrestler, from, you know, still learning and getting better. I'm just afraid of her going to main wrestling and looking like a flop. Which is something that, you know, you could say about every NXT call-up, just because, you know, look at the past.
Well, would you have her go as of right now? Would she be a Raw or SmackDown?
Raw.
Yeah, Raw kind of needs it.
Mm-hmm. Raw needs the big push right now. Their women's division is. Nah.
They need that one person to step up and lead it, and I feel like she would be the one to get behind.
But see, they wouldn't. I don't think they'd let her talk.
I don't think they'd let her talk either.
Which is
so they would almost have to do like the Tozawa thing, what they've been doing, and put her with like how they put him with Titus O'Neil, have somebody talk for him.
My thing is like Tozawa can
You could do the Paul Heyman stuff.
Tozawa can talk though. Like, it's not perfect, but it's better than Shinsuke. That's for sure. But I don't know, the decision of that was okay, but I'm just like, Tozawa can talk, especially when you've had him do it on 205 Live before. But you see, they probably did that because nobody watches 205 Live, so nobody knows that he can talk. That's it. But
well, anything we want to say about NXT? Anything else?
I don't think that was a pretty good transition into Raw, though. So
it was. I guess we'll run right with it. Again, it wasn't a bad Raw. Not as good as week before. But you know, 3 hours is always going to feel like 3 hours. But it started off strong. We had Roman Reigns go out there and Braun Strowman and throws Roman in the ambulance, and I love it.
And that's all you saw them for the rest of the episode, right?
Yeah.
Good.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
Next. That's it. Smackdown. No, I love seeing Roman get his butt beat.
I feel like anytime Braun looks strong, it feels right. As to where if Roman is booked strong, nah, we just aren't.
Are they booking him to look strong so Roman can throw him in an ambulance? Probably.
I mean, if we're talking like in kayfabe and match history and all this stuff, Braun should definitely win, just based off the way that they've been booking him, the way that they've really injured him. If you're looking at it that way, then yeah, Braun should definitely win. But it's Roman, and not because didn't Roman lose last time him and Braun fought? Am I thinking right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So.
Is that Payback? It must have been Payback.
I think it was Payback. Because wasn't it where like Roman was wearing like the
gauze and
the
tape up?
Yeah.
Was he wearing the Nikes? Was that
no?
The one?
No.
Okay. He hasn't worn those since then, though. I don't think he might have worn them one other time.
Yeah,
they look cool though.
Yeah.
Something different.
Was it? Fastlane.
It was Fastlane. That's right. Yeah.
I remember seeing a tweet. It's like, you better watch out, or else Roman's gonna screw around and get a triple double.
But yeah, no, I mean, Roman is definitely going to be big man, strong man Roman for the rest. Probably at least until SummerSlam.
I would agree. Speaking of looking strong, how about that Miz Taraj? They're looking pretty good. We saw Bo Dallas.
Are you talking about the Ball family?
Not yet.
No.
Oh, my bad. Well,
we will not be talking about the Ball family. There's enough people talking about them.
Yeah.
And they talk about themselves so much.
Yeah.
They don't need anybody else to talk about
them.
them.
He did out to the ring, the bar.
When the dude freaking couldn't even slide into the ring, that let me know.
Then he did like the.
LeVar is a walking joke when it comes to WWE. Just the way he acted that entire segment was just pure comedy fuel.
You know what? We're already on
That's
it.
what he does. That's what he does every single time he's on television on anything. That's not just like for WWE. That's any time he's on television.
And I get like what Vince was thinking, like, oh, this is a marketing thing. Like everybody's talking about this dude. Let's get him on here, hike up the ratings. And then somebody says a particular word.
Yeah.
And it was the youngest one. He's like 15 years old. Like, what are you doing?
But my thing is, like, you're running a 7-second delay at least. Sometimes it's 10 to 15. So, who got fired there? Because
did you catch it whenever they said it, or did you just hear about it afterwards?
I personally did.
I
caught
it
after.
I caught it, and then everybody was talking about it, and so yeah, I mean, it was pretty.
I heard it was like some people heard it and some people didn't even notice.
Yeah,
no,
I personally didn't.
I caught it,
but now I kind of want to, but you can't watch back now and pick it up because obviously
that's what I thought. I was like, I remember I was hearing about it on Tuesday. Like, man, I really want to hear it, but I know I'm never going to be able to hear it because
it's gone
blocked
forever.
out everywhere.
I mean, for me, it was one of those things. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at my phone, and then I heard it, and I kind of perked up. I was like, did he really just say that on TV? But I was more surprised that, like, did they not bleep that out? Did they not catch it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, just don't.
I think another thing that I thought that I was reading and listening, and people thought that Lonzo coming out, since he just got drafted by the Lakers, and they were in LA, weren't they? Wasn't it in LA?
Yeah.
Well, he just got drafted by the Lakers like the Thursday beforehand, so they thought he was going to get a lot better of a reaction than he did. Apparently, he didn't get that great of a reaction when he came out.
Yeah, the pop wasn't all that great.
Which I feel like he's sort of built up as a villain in the NBA anyways. I feel like people like to boo him.
It's not him, it's his dad. People don't mind Lonzo.
I feel like
that people are more having problems with than anything.
So I feel like maybe his dad is sort of bringing him down, and that would probably maybe transfer to why he's getting a pretty negative pop.
Wait, we're not here to talk basketball.
Yeah. This is not a basketball podcast. What the hell are we doing?
The only 2K we care about is WWE.
You're darn tootin'.
2K18, go ahead and pre-order. Deluxe edition. Kurt Angle.
Oh, yeah, Kurt Angle's the pre-order. He just announced that today, didn't he?
Yep.
Kurt Angle pre-order bonus.
I just want to know what statue I'm going to get. Because last time I got a little Finn Balor statue that I'm pretty happy to have, so I better be getting something cool. So
you're going to get the deluxe edition?
Hell yeah, I'm getting the deluxe edition.
You know.
But I feel like... I
might just have to now.
Unless the collector's item has anything to do with Roman Reigns, then it's a solid hell no. I'm just going with the special edition. Yeah.
I will wait 4 days.
Yeah.
I will wait. So yeah, Miz Taraj looking good, looking strong. Love Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel getting some TV time and looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Got a nice win over Dean Ambrose, Heath Slater, and Rhino.
Yeah.
Let's see, Goldust and R-Truth. It was cool to see Goldust as his classic self. I'm a big fan. That's my childhood.
Yeah, Goldust classic.
And I'm fine with that. Next time it would be nice to get an actual match. Great Balls of Fire. It's going to happen.
Pre-show.
Main event. Goldust in the main event.
What are you talking about? Get out of town.
You heard it first right here on Hires Podcast.
So I agree with you. Goldust is nice.
You agree with them putting them in the main event?
Oh no, not in the main event. No, you got that. No,
Scott, don't get hot. Don't get hot.
No, I agree that Goldust should be on the main card, not the main event, but he should not be fighting R-Truth. This entire R-Truth feud should have already been blown off, should have already been done.
Yeah.
Goldust should be moving on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, and R-Truth, gosh,
Like
man.
retirement. I'm sorry, was that too soon? I'm sorry, Matt. Oh.
Man. Jeez Louise.
Anyway, moving on as I look at my notes. I'm trying to get all the
Matt, don't get hot. Matt, don't get hot.
I'm fine. Let's see. Seth Rollins and Curtis actually. What am I reading? Kurt Hawkins. Seth Rollins and Kurt Hawkins, and it's nice that Kurt walked out there knowing he was going to get his ass kicked.
That's what happens every time he comes out there.
Well, yeah, and he asked the crowd, how many of you think that I'm going to get my butt whipped? And everybody agreed, and that's what happened, and we all just loved it. Then we had there was some cruiserweight match that. Anyway, next. Let's see. We're still building up to the Seth and Bray Wyatt thing. That's always great, guys. I want to talk about Big Cass and Enzo Amore. I thought they were going to get the Dream Team back together.
You actually believed it?
I was like, okay, if he doesn't get him on the way up the ramp, I kind of buy it. But I didn't think it would last long. And then it lasted a lot shorter than what I thought it was because he hit him with the mean clothesline and then chucked his carcass, his Long Island ass, down the ramp, and Enzo ate it.
Wait, would you have felt better if they stayed together and they had a tag team match at the next pay-per-view and then they lost at that pay-per-view and then that's when Big Cass just destroys them after the match? Or is how they did it now fine?
This is fine just because it builds Cass as a major heel, and that's nice. I mean, it's crazy.
What's Enzo gonna do now? As a singles competitor, I don't know if he's believable.
Now, the memes after the initial betrayal were pretty good because there was that moment with Enzo and he had that one little tear coming out of his eye, and the caption said, "When you know you're going to 205 Live."
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. So that could very well be a possibility and could be exciting if done right. But why not have something fresh like Enzo versus Miz? They
both like to talk.
Yeah. I could see Enzo having a pretty comfortable IC title reign. It doesn't have to be soon. It could be months. I'm not rushing to see Enzo as a singles competitor. I'm rushing to see Cass as a singles competitor, honestly, just because I'm ready for him to, shoot up to be the main event guy he can be. But as far as Enzo, IC title, that's it. That's all I'm looking forward to.
Wow. I would have to agree with that.
Because to me, there's not much other booking you can really do for the guy. I don't see Enzo having a big feud with Bray Wyatt. That just doesn't really fit. It could happen, but it just doesn't fit for where they are in the hierarchy, I guess, of wrestling.
Ring of Honor on the phone, ready to pick him up.
Ooh, man.
No, so yeah, I think that the way they're doing it now is fine. They weren't winning the tag team titles any opportunity,
which is sad.
Yeah, it is sad. And I hate that.
Never won tag team gold. Never won tag team gold in anything.
I hate it. And
what I think is stupid is the reason they didn't win tag team gold is just because they wanted the New Day to beat that record. To me, is just a dumb reason to have them hold on to the titles.
Yeah,
I feel like after the Hardys get their second run with the belts, and whenever they actually split up, then that'll be a prime time for them to get back together. Because I feel like they are going to get back together at least one more time, and have at least one.
I'm waiting for the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn tag team. The reluctant frenemies tag team.
Yeah, well, that is Smackdown, Scott.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're still covering Raw,
I'm sorry.
No,
we were talking about tag teams getting together, and it just kind of happened.
I would agree with that, though. That would be an awesome
team. That is the only title he has left to get in the Grand Slam.
Yep.
Of
Yeah.
speaking of the Hardys, a little bit of a dream team match. You had the Hardys and Finn teaming up against The Bar. And
Do you like my Finn Balor impression? Doesn't need a little work? Okay.
That's a little too much Randy in there.
Yeah.
I want to sideways. Okay. I'll work on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
The music.
Do you want us to sing it?
No.
Dun 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 dun
All right.
Okay, so we had a good match with the Hardys and Finn and the Bar, and was it just the Bar or was
It
one more?
was the Bar and the Drifter, Elias Sampson.
Oh, he drifted right out of my train of thought there. Yeah. So, the match was the match, and
I believe it didn't it kick off the night. Yeah. So
It's sad.
And we didn't get to hear Sheamus and them sing because they were interrupted. And Matt and Jeff, thank you. Thank you for that.
If there's one thing you've done right since you came back.
Thank you. Yeah. Not a bad match there. A little bit of comedy. Love the Hardys. Good stuff. Okay, so the controversy, and Scott, I'm not going to get into it. We're not going to go there. It's not what this is about. The controversy behind Joe and Lesnar.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it came to a head because that's going to happen in the match itself, but Brock Lesnar was walking out and was struck down by the Coquina Clutch. I don't like how they did it. I will agree with you, Scott, all day long because I can already tell you didn't like that. I don't like.
I don't
like Joe sneaking up from behind. I'm like, to me, that's not. It's
I've already said that about Joe before.
It's him doing his thing.
Because we've talked about whenever he stole the win from Finn Balor, what was it, 3-4 weeks ago? We talked about that.
Yeah,
you guys, I'm fine with it. He did whatever it took to win the match.
I'm personally fine with
it. In a match setting. In a match setting, it's one thing, but to me, just to walk out and ambushing from behind, I don't know if that's sending. And again, it's who he's up against now. Him doing that to Finn, okay. Him doing that to Brock, it's like, oh, is he? Why? If you're not afraid of him, why wouldn't you just come at him?
Well, I feel like in this case, it was meant to serve as a message. He could obviously did that, with Paul Heyman or whatever. But I feel like in this instance, it was like, okay, I'm not going to have a middleman to let you know exactly what I'm going to do to you. I'm just going to do it.
And he told him, I did this to you.
Yeah.
I did this to you.
Yeah. So, but, no, I thought it was awesome. To me, I felt like both men looked strong because Samoa, he obviously put the good old clutch in, and then Lesnar would get out of it. Yeah, just like that. He put the clutch in, then Brock would get out, slam into the Minitron, which I'm sure Vince like.
I'm sure he loved that thing. Folded like paper, boy.
Mm-hmm. But, no, both people looked really strong. Joe looked especially strong, which I think is great because to those who know him and have seen his work in NXT, he's strong. But, Brock obviously doesn't, he sort of reigns above a little bit. But, Scott, how are you feeling, man? After we've,
The segment was fine. The one thing I will say is they have built up to make it seem like Joe has a chance, and I will leave it at that.
So are you excited for the match?
I'm not excited for any Brock Lesnar match anymore, so I don't really care.
I was a little. That's with the Bill Goldberg stuff. I got jaded too, man.
I get it, but
no, it was actually before Goldberg. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year's Mania with Dean Ambrose, in a street fight, and all he did was suplex the guy. Mm-hmm. At that point, I was like, "This is stupid." And then you had the Randy match at SummerSlam, and I was just over Brock at that point. So like I said, I couldn't. Brock is Brock. He's fine.
I feel like the reason why Brock would do that stuff is just because he looks at who that person is. Okay, Dean Ambrose. He's not nearly the size of me. It's not going to look believable if he's, wailing on me. Randy Orton, not
So
nearly the size of me.
I'm talking about the fact that I'm talking about it is a street fight, and Brock did not use a single weapon. He snapped the kendo stick over his leg.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
In a street fight.
I totally get that, but that's just not how he works. Brock does his own thing. I mean, Dean has talked about it before, how he would try to set up a match with Brock. He would try to say, hey, these are some spots that we should do, and Brock just wouldn't do it. Brock is very tough to work with, but I feel like
I'm not a big fan of waiting 3 months to watch a guy suplex somebody 5 times and then in the match.
Yeah, but I just feel like things are hopefully, maybe this is just some
it's because it's Joe and you're a Joe fan. That's the only reason you think this match is going to be different. It's the only reason why. And I hate to break it to you, Noah, it's not going to be any different than any other Brock Lesnar.
Joe is a bigger person.
It's not going to be any different.
He, to me, it actually fits a Brock Lesnar match.
What about Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar from 2 years ago at Mania? That match looked just like every other match.
No, but this is going to be different. It's going to be different because Joe actually looks like a competitor.
Conversation.
This guy, so disrespectful, dear God.
Oh man, I actually can't wait for this pay-per-view now, and I never thought I'd say that, and it's all because of YouTube.
If only this is.
There's one thing I could do is hype a match that I don't really care about.
If this could if we get some sort of live reactions going on after the match, because I guarantee I'm going to be a lot more excited about this than Scott, for sure.
All right. Well.
Yes, you will, because I'm not excited about it at all, and I don't really care who wins. I just don't see Joe winning that match.
Oh my gosh, this is insanity.
Fair enough. Well, speaking of exciting things, the women on Monday Night Raw ran the gauntlet, and Nia was looking mighty, mighty good.
Are you saying that from an in-ring standpoint?
She was looking dominant. I'll put it that way. She was falling down and moving and, actually participating, which is something I haven't seen out of her in a long time. Usually you can't get her to take a bump, which I get it. She's this powerhouse. So
she's green.
Yeah, well, that too. Me and Noah both kind of thought that it was her time. Maybe they were going to give her a little bit of a shot, and they got shot down in flames there.
I'm a little confused, though, because I thought a strong Nia push is what people wanted. Because I feel like the crowd was sort of getting behind it. Because I didn't think people wanted Sasha anywhere near the whole championship scene after she had been in it forever with her and Charlotte. So I thought people were excited for Nia's push. But then Sasha comes out, and then the entire house goes crazy. People are the crowd's always been pretty crazy for Sasha. Yeah, but I'm just it's sort of weird. How would you measure this? Because for me,
because the one thing we haven't seen is Sasha and Alexa. I don't think they might have had a couple matches down in NXT, but I don't think we've ever actually seen them.
Okay, so this is just some booking. Here we go now. Sasha,
that's not really what the crowd wants to see with Sasha.
Yeah. So my thing is Sasha wins the belt, gets it. She's champ. Maybe now it's Nia's time. Nia's ready to go.
Do they want Sasha to have the belt so then whenever she turns on Bayley, they can have that match at SummerSlam for the belt?
I don't like that we're waiting this long to pull the trigger on Nia. I feel like we're eventually gonna miss the boat. The time is gonna pass. We can keep saying that Nia is the most dominant person on the women's roster, and she keeps coming up short to the point where it's just not believable. And then you could argue the same thing for a Sami Zayn, but for this person who looks this strong, that we're being told is constantly this strong and this dominant, we're not seeing it. And I feel like eventually the crowd is just gonna be burnt out like they were with any Nia Jax match and not be excited and just wait for it to end. Because watching this gauntlet, I was excited. I was like, yeah, this is the time. Here we go, Nia. This is it. Even if the run was only for a month, seeing Nia close to the title picture is something I will always be fine with, as long as if she is portrayed as dominant as she should be.
As long as she looks halfway decent in the ring, I don't care. But every match I've seen of Nia, she's looked
This is probably
okay to bad.
This is probably the best she's been. I feel like this entire Gauntlet was probably the best she's been because, as Matt said, she was actually doing something. She was actually wrestling and not just no selling stuff. So
yeah, I feel like for me overall, for the sake of something different, I would have liked to have seen Nia win. Mm-hmm. The better match is going to be Sasha and Miss Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, that's going to be the better match. So
and the other thing
I'm more
about
excited
it
to see that than I would to see Nia versus Alexa. But
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Because if you do Nia versus Alexa, there's no way you have Alexa coming out of that match winning and having Nia look anywhere as close to okay.
Well, my thing is like every time that Sasha and Nia have wrestled, be it NXT, because I think one of Nia's first matches was against Sasha Banks, either that or Bayley. But I know that they've wrestled before in NXT. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, well, down at NXT, Nia would win because they were obviously building her up at the time. And then she's won, I'm pretty sure, most of the time on Raw as well. So now for just Sasha to come back, get the modified bank statement in, and then get that, is like, I'm still just kind of not buying it. But
well, she also just had 4 different matches before that, so you could say that she was tired.
I guess. I don't know.
I'm just saying, there's a couple ways you can look at that. So.
Yeah. All right.
Any other thoughts on the women's Gauntlet segment?
No, let's kick it over to Smackdown, man. There's some exciting stuff going on. Some stuff we haven't seen in about 10 years to speak of.
And I would also like to say that I am disappointed in you guys because I saw some very negative reactions on the social medias about this ladder match.
Yes, very negative. I will continue to be negative about it. I was not happy with this one or the one at the actual pay-per-view.
Why?
I like this one better. I'm fine with who won because she actually climbed the ladder and got it. It wasn't just given to her. There wasn't a man interfering with a woman's match. I just feel like competitors like Charlotte, Natty, Becky, all these girls that in NXT have put on some crazy matches and done some crazy spots. Now they're on the main roster, and it's like you have to delude your talent. Like you've probably seen me post. You will never see on the main roster women getting suplexed off of a ladder going through the table. You just won't, and that's something we got on NXT, and we get other spots like that there. So I don't know. I'm not buying it. To me, it's not enough to give the women the stipulation of Hell in the Cell or Extreme Rules or whatever, and they're not really delivering, like they really can, and it upsets me because I feel like they can do more than what they're doing. But they're being allowed to.
How do you know what they can do if you've never seen them in a ladder match before outside the past 2? How do you know what they can do in a ladder match?
I don't have to know what they can do with the ladder. I just know their ability to rise to the occasion and to put on a good match because I've seen them do that. I've seen the.
And you're saying these weren't good matches?
I'm not saying it's not like it was painful to watch. It was all right. It's just not if I'm waiting all night for this match, and I get it, and it's just okay. Mm-hmm. It's just okay. I feel like they dropped the ball. That's just me. It wasn't a bad match to me. It just wasn't. Yeah, it just wasn't anything.
What are you comparing it to? Are you just comparing to what you had in your head?
No,
what we're comparing it to is every other Money in the Bank ladder match.
And you can't do that. No, you cannot do that.
Why not?
Because the fact that all these other how many other ladder matches have those guys been in before they were in a Money in the Bank ladder match? How many times? Hey, well, I'm not done. You can wait.
Oh my gosh, go ahead.
How many other ladder matches these guys been in? These girls have never been in a ladder match before, so they're not going to go through like a ladder from a 20-foot up on top of another ladder whenever they're still trying to figure out these ladder matches. These are just the first 2 ladder matches women have had, so how can you say it was bad or that all this other stuff whenever they're learning and they're getting all this figured out. It was not bad when you look at it, the fact that none of these girls have ever been in a ladder match before and they've never had experience. Yeah, there could have been more like ladder spots with them, but to me, it was just fine. Like, if you go back and watch like Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon in their first ladder match, I mean, they had a couple ladder spots in there, but it wasn't anything crazy like going through a whole bunch of ladders.
Well, see, their thing with that is that they were actually wrestling good. For whatever reason, this stipulation completely threw them off. I don't know why. If they weren't ready for a ladder match, then this, like, the Money in the Bank shouldn't have even happened. If the women didn't feel like they could do something amazing with it, they shouldn't have done it. But I'm just like, even regardless of spots, it just could have been better. To me, the overall wrestling could have just been better.
What I'm thinking back to when all hell broke loose on Smackdown and Natty was going through a table or people were going through tables. There's all this chaos.
Yeah,
that's what set the bar for me. Is like, oh damn, these girls are gonna go in there and tear it up. And to me, it just felt like for Smackdown, they turned it up to 10, and then for the pay-per-view and then this week, they turned it down to about a 6.
Yeah. At the very least...
It's not about the ladders and the spots to me. It's just the intensity of the match wasn't there for me.
Well, for me, it was partially that and partially just the lack of spots. At the very least, they could have done a suplex off the top of the ladder in the ring. I feel like in the way of ladder moves, that one's fairly basic because it's just like a superplex, but a little bit higher. So I feel like they at least could have done that. Charlotte could have jumped out the top. It didn't have to be a moonsault or anything, but instead of Carmella jumping off from the 6th rung, you could have had Charlotte do like a crossbody off the top, and that still would have gotten a really huge pop. So
it didn't get in. Carmella jumping off didn't get a huge pop
off the 6th rung. No,
there was a pretty big pop when that happened,
but it would have been bigger. Like, so the bar that WWE has can be just as high as they want it, but they're bringing it down here. If they want it to be that high, like, to me, the crowd could have popped more than that, and they would have popped more than that if it was off the top of the ladder. It could have delivered more. Sure, for the first 2 women's ladder matches, they are suffice. But I feel like 20 years from now, whenever you look back at the history of women in ladder matches, the first 2 are definitely not going to be anywhere close to the ones that they're having now. Regardless whether it be they've gotten more used to it, they've trained on it some more, whatever. I just feel like for those first 2 matches, they could have delivered more. It didn't have to even be a ladder spot. It could have been, like Matt said on SmackDown, they were going through tables. It could have been that. There could have been more chair shots. It could have been more all-out, whatever. It's just, it wasn't that. It felt like it was a 5-woman match, and some people got hit with a ladder sometimes. And that was it.
I disagree, but we will continue on because we ain't got time for all this. So.
Okay.
All right, let me see what happened on SmackDown because now you got me all worked up.
Yeah, I'm all flustered too over here.
This is why I love wrestling, though. This is why I love it.
Let me think here. You had the Hype Bros go up against the Usos, and the Hype Bros won. They got a championship match.
What do you think about them coming back from the commercial and the match being over right when they came back? I did not like how they called that.
Whoever made that decision.
I'm wondering if it was like timing was just off in the match. Yeah. Is what I'm wondering.
And I get like the big thing was that they wanted to talk trash at New Day, so the match was just kind of a setup. But
so who won that match? Was it the Usos?
The Usos.
Okay, yeah. I thought so. I thought I heard you say Hype Bros, but yeah.
No, if they did win, they would have become number one.
But instead, we got something better, guys. I don't know if you're excited for this as I am, which this is complete 100% sarcasm. Rap battle next week. Usos v New Day. Oh, snap.
we'll see what happens. It's going to be a train wreck. I can already tell.
I agree with you. Although the Usos, they ain't doing too bad. I'm just more.
Usos not who I'm worried about. I can just see what the New Day is going to do with it, and it's just not going to end well.
Yeah, I feel the same.
It's going to be booty.
There you go. But what else is up?
You had the Fashion Files with Breezango interrogating the Ascension, which was pretty funny.
Yeah,
Always love them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that the Ascension, that their big rivalry is not against the Fashion Police. I'm so happy for that, but I'm just really nervous as to who else it could be.
Well, the problem is with the Ascension is they're going to be dropping off television now because they doubt they're going to be doing anything now that they're played their part in the story.
This could be considered Smackdown news potentially. So on ProWrestlingTees.com, there is a T-shirt out now for somebody named Orlando Colon, which is Epico's name on the indie scenes. So rumor has it that the Colones could have potentially have been let go. I mean, that's just a rumor.
That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like SmackDown's tag team division could use just faces right now. I mean,
they've got plenty of people. I feel like the
Colones though were starting to get some sort of momentum, just being in the same ring.
They came in hot. Yeah. They came in hot, and then they just fell off after that, and they never did anything after their first 2 weeks.
What if it's American Alpha? I'm not saying it is, but what if it is?
Be interesting.
American Alpha goes here. What a way to get Fashion Police over.
I guess.
Interesting.
Or to bring back American Alpha with a different... I don't even know who's all in that tag team division right now.
I'm pretty sure it's just the Colones, Usos, New Day, Fashion Police, Hype Bros, the Ascension, and American Alpha. There's quite a few names. It's just they aren't doing anything, and they could be doing things with the Colones. I'd obviously rather be seeing them do stuff with the Ascension, but I don't know.
You got Usos, American Alpha, New Day, Breezango, Colones, and Ascension. So for the amount of time that tag teams get, they've got plenty. And as big as they build up American Alpha from the start, and they're not even on television right now.
Yeah. I just feel like they got called up too soon. American Alpha did.
I don't know if they got called up too soon. It's just how they're using them, how they use them on SmackDown is what I think cost them. And
yeah,
I didn't watch them down in NXT for everything, but from everything I understand, in NXT they showed more character, and down in NXT they gave them time to show more character rather than them just coming out and doing matches.
Yeah. And that's always one of the pitfalls you see of people being called up, and the different changes in style, wrestling, promos, all that.
You had a Lana squash match.
Why? I don't get it. Get it. Why was this match a squash, and the one at Money in the Bank not? Like, to me, that's...
Why even have Lana in the division if you're just going to completely tear her apart from the start?
Exactly. So, man, does this mean that Lana is going to be a jobber?
As long as I get to look at her, I'm fine.
Honestly, if that's how they're going to use her, I just have her go back with Rusev, because I don't want to see her get beat like that week in and week out, because it's just a waste. I will say outside that ladder match, the funniest thing for me was whenever Mike and Maria Kanellis are doing their little thing, and then Sammy's sorting out. Oh, I thought it was that shit. He's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sorry for the match. I'm sorry. I'm just." It was great.
I feel like Sami Zayn is definitely coming into himself. Like, his character before was just like, we're going to do this together, guys. We really got this. And now he's gotten to this really over-analytical.
Well, in SmackDown, I don't know. I think they're just using him differently on SmackDown and having him utilizing him different ways than he was on Raw. I just think Raw was just too crowded, and that he was just another one of the guys. Whereas in SmackDown, he's starting to show himself But I'm wondering if this is leading to this being Mike and Maria's big entrance feud thing. Because for everything, like I said, Maria is just going to be a valet. I don't think she's going to be an actual competitor in the women's division, because the SmackDown women's division doesn't really need it. They've got quite a few bodies already, and if they're only going to give them like 1 or 2 segments, you don't need 7 different girls to. Yeah. If you're only going to give 2 storylines. But yeah, Sammy's always a great person to throw out there for somebody new, because he can make them look like $1 million. Mm-hmm. He knows how to sell. He knows how to take, So, and then I think the only other takeaway, Matt, I'm curious to see how you're going to take this, but the Randy Orton Jinder Mahal stipulation. How you feeling about it? A Punjabi prison match.
I was underwhelmed by the first Punjabi prison match with Batista and Great Khali. That being said, these 2 performers are a little more agile than Great Khali and Batista. So it could be cool. I'm not gonna rule it out. I think it has potential.
To me, it's just. On Jinder, I think Jinder looks dumb, because why would you put yourself in a cage when your 2 lackeys can't be a part of it?
Oh, that's a good point. That's a fair statement.
Well, I mean, okay, so...
Oh, God, of course.
I was about to say, here we go.
Oh, my gosh. I think
what? No, what?
It's not like a cage that they can't climb over. They can at least get into the first segment of the structure, and there you go. At least, I mean, I'm pretty sure in the center area there's a layer over it. But what's to stop these Joe Schmoes from taking a little climb? I get what you're saying, but
okay,
there's
okay.
This guy.
Well, to me, when are we gonna get this cage on top of a cage on top of a cage?
Never.
We keep
happen.
Getting these Punjabis and the freaking bamboo cages. Like, give me something different.
Yeah.
Something different.
I think WWE is done pulling from
steel reinforced bamboo. It just sounds dumb.
Steel reinforced bamboo.
Yeah,
that's what they say.
Is that what they said in the first
one?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what the first one.
That's
what they said this past week.
Why? Steel reinforced bamboo. A cage of elements, not elephants. Elements.
See this also brings me back to, this was last year's WrestleMania. It's like, we're going to let the other person decide the stipulation, and that person already has a stipulation picked out. I'm like, let it build for, at least a week. Let them come out next week and do it. Yeah. Same thing happened last year when it was the first episode. Shane McMahon comes back. You're going to be facing The Undertaker at Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. I'm like, you could have made that a 3-week build right there.
Yeah.
We'll get you your opponent here, and then we'll get you your stipulation to follow. To me, you just wasted 3 weeks of television right there in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I agree.
Next week is the return of John Cena.
How awkward of a time. 4th of July. Here's John Cena coming back.
Mr. America.
But are people going to be watching SmackDown? Are they not going to be doing July 4th
This is what festivities? Dave Meltzer said. He was like, well, we will see how big of a draw John Cena actually is. Because 4th of July is the worst day of the year for television.
It's working. He's not noticing me.
Oh,
Matt, did you go to the bathroom or something?
What?
Oh my gosh. You play into the bit and then...
Over my head. I don't got no hair up here to catch that stuff, so... Can I say one thing that I'm excited about on the SmackDown side?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm excited that me and Noah are not going to get along for a while because Kevin and AJ are feuding.
Oh, yeah, that's... So they're having that battle royal for the #1 contender for U.S. title.
Yeah.
2 straight weeks AJ has not wrestled on television.
I know. It's a crying shame.
I think part of it was because they had 30 minutes for that women's match that they wanted to get their faces on there, but they didn't really have time for another match.
Yeah.
But with Daniel Bryan back, He just brings it's still SmackDown. It's just a different SmackDown with Danny Bryan there rather than just Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
So I missed talking Smack this week. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, so I'm not sure.
We did too.
I haven't.
Surprising.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Well, that's. It looks like Baron Corbin and Nakamura might be starting a feud.
I'm fine with that.
As long as Shinsuke gets hit upside the head with a briefcase, I'm cool with it too.
I wouldn't rule it out.
I'm wondering how long he's gonna hold on to that. I guess it depends on who's champ, but
that's why I love Money in the Bank, man. And I know it's obvious, but you just never know, and it just adds. I mean, it just adds this whole new element to watching. And
Baron finally picked up a W over Sammy after 4 straight L's, I think 3 or 4 straight L's.
Yep.
That's interesting booking. Like, I don't know. Like, for me,
I don't understand how Noah and I literally have a different viewpoint on everything that we watch on television.
Yeah, it's that generation gap. He's part of this.
Well, I just think it's because
everybody gets a trophy. That's
what? No, I'm just like, oh my god.
How do you disagree with this booking?
Because I don't know. I think that Baron, if he was going to win, then he should have looked a little bit stronger. But I guess if they wanted to keep him as a underdog, as a unpredictable, then the booking's okay. It's fine with me. But to me, to just take like 4 straight L's and then for no special occasion you come back and you win one.
Well, 2 or 3 of those losses were like just roll-up pins. They're not like saying they just beat him 4 times after a 20-minute match or beat the crap out of him. Like 2 or 3 of those wins were from roll-ups or something like that, where Sammy snuck away with one. It's
Yeah, okay.
And this one, Baron beat him pretty good, pinned him clean in the middle of the ring. So.
Nah.
So, any other thoughts?
I can't think of anything else.
No. Did anybody watch 205 Live? Do we care?
I don't think we care anymore. I think we're done.
I don't care anymore. Yeah. Listeners, do you care? Let us know.
Yeah.
Comments, messages, Twitters. Let us know. 205 Live. Hashtag waste my time after Smackdown 2017.
I think that is a big reason why Talking Smack is kind of a hard watch. Is because you have to get through another hour of 205 Live garbage to get to 1 hour of...
I never watch it at 10 o'clock at night. I never stay up to watch it at 10 o'clock. I always watch it the next day.
Yeah.
That's because you got a big boy job and got to be up early in the morning.
And I got 2 new people starting in my department in the next week and a half. So that's exciting.
Hey, do you get to train them?
Yeah, basically.
Fun.
Wow, yeah. Great. I mean, we went from Pro Wrestling Podcast to Scott Daily Life Podcast. That's what's up. Let us know in the comments if you want a Scott Daily Life Podcast. Oh, God. No, canceled already. Canceled.
Yeah,
it's
let
done.
us know what you think of Scott's obsession
Hey!
with 2 paws.
This is an official 2 paws shirt, by the way.
Oh,
official.
Limited edition.
Maybe. I'm not really sure about that one.
Made from the hair of 2 paws.
No, that's just weird. Why would I? I mean, I have Gracie hair all over this now.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay, gotcha. Where's she at? How's she doing?
She's right here. Say hi, Gracie.
There's our mascot, working hard.
Yeah.
Working hard.
Looking good.
Speaking of working hard, guys, we want to make sure that we give a special shout out to Michael Brandt over at Brandt FX. Hooked us up with our logo. And I want to give a special shout out to my boy TZ, fellow UCM alumni. He's hooking us up as well with some pretty cool stuff. Some stuff for our merch. Hopefully going to have him on the show sometime
soon. We're going to have
soon.
Merch?
I'll tell you what we're going to have. Last week we said we wanted to make a big announcement. And so what we want to do, you guys know we come on here, we give our picks before the pay-per-views. If there's a tie, we take that dispute to 2K. And I'm looking forward to the moment where me and Scott get to take it to 2K because I feel like I could take you, Scott. I feel like I could do it. I got you.
If it comes to 2K, I might just have to relinquish the belt because I just don't think it's gonna.
I got you, Scott. So anyway, we want to have a belt, a title. Right now, Noah is the reigning, defending, undisputed High Risk Podcast pay-per-view pick champion.
You're darn tootin' I am.
How do you feel about that?
I feel great.
It doesn't matter how you feel about it.
I'm not too happy about it.
Guys, we want your advice or your input on how we should design this belt. We are trying to find out if we want to go custom and get like an actual belt, which I think would be cool. But being as we are pimps on a budget, that's probably not going to be the way we go. It'll probably be made out of cardboard and some tape and some diapers. I don't know why diapers, but
we don't need that last one.
Okay, so let us know what you think it should look like.
You know what, Matt? You can hold on to the belt. I'm okay with you.
Yeah. If it has diapers on, I don't want to be
playing the whole time. Send us in some pictures of your designs of what you think it should look like. We'll get that made up, and right now Noah's the champ. So if you get it done soon, he might have a belt. So take your time. Don't get it turned in as soon as you can. Definitely take your time on it. Is there?
Well, hopefully we can have something by SummerSlam. That'd be nice. So.
That would be nice. We definitely need to make sure that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And by SummerSlam, we'll have our freaking screens cut in half.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming we'll probably meet up for SummerSlam. We'll probably do a group.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Boy, it's to quote my man Puppet. I love Puppet, guys. If you don't watch him.
I finally figured out who Puppet was. I saw him on Facebook one day. I was like, oh, that's who Puppet is.
Yeah, dude, he's awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and quote him and say, our plans, we haven't discussed it yet, but trust me, our plans for SummerSlam, getting the three of us together, it's going to be thick and damp. Thick and damp. Anything else we want to talk about for this week?
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Puppet says it, thick and damp. Our belt's going to be thick and damp. You wait till people send us in their designs. We will announce the winner, have you on the show, all that good stuff. We'll tweet about it. Be sure to Facebook us, tweet us your designs, email them. If people do that, I don't know what they do.
Do we even have an email?
We do.
Yeah.
We can't have social media accounts without an email.
Sure.
Come on, Scott.
It's been a long week. Leave me alone.
It has been a long week. Well, is that all we have to say?
Yeah, I think this is it.
Scott, you said you're training that person tomorrow?
No, they don't start till next week.
Well, whenever you train them, be sure to tell them, always tuck your chin. Dig it.